Hi challengers! So this is the first video in the series across the 10 days Less But Better challenge. There's loosely going to be one per day plus one for each of the three sections. So this one is actually like an intro, I suppose, to the time section, which is the first 3 days. So we're going to be thinking about time, and I just want you to sort of think about your calendar. So if you have it on the wall, we've got one on the fridge and it's got family stuff written on. You might have it, well, wherever it is. It's quite filled in for like this week and next week. And then sort of end of September's got a few things on it. October has just got half term on it so far. And then beyond that, apart from people's birthdays, there isn't anything. So in a way, that gives like a false impression that stuff is going to be less busy when we get there. But as you know, because I know, how many calendars have I filled in? When I get there, they will not be less busy than now. October will not be less busy than September. And then it's just in the kind of run up to the that thing we shan't mention yet at the end. Okay, so that is a sort of psychological trap that makes you put things off because you think, oh, I can't start this now because I'm too busy, but in the future I will have more time. So number one is to sort of recognise that and realise that it isn't true. I'm sorry to tell you. Okay, so time, there's a finite amount of it. And I find it really irritating when people suggest that, everyone's got the same 24 hours. Who was it said that? Beyonce or somebody. Anyway, forget that because everyone doesn't have the same 24 hours. It depends, have you got family to look after? Do they live with you or not? Have you got elderly parents to look after? Are people in your family ill? Are you running a business? Have you got a job? Do you work shifts? Have you got a dog? All of this stuff means that everyone doesn't have the same 24 hours. But what we do need to do is understand that we have our 24 hours, like my 24 hours, your 24 hours, and it needs to be yours and you've got to shape it. If you just let go and let it happen, it's like being in the sea in a boat without oars, okay? So we want to take control of it. So there's two kind of elements of time, really. One is you haven't got enough of it because you do things you don't really need to be doing that aren't helping you to achieve what you're trying to do. So that's one element, is trying to look where we can do less. That's why I call this challenge Do Less But Better. And the other one is because I'm putting this in the context of health and fitness. It doesn't have to be, because this project, this thing you want to get on with, it could be anything. It doesn't matter, really. This is true for all projects in life. You're probably making the project too big. So you're like, oh, I can't start it yet because I haven't got enough time. But the amount of time you feel like you need for it is too much. Okay, so what we're going to do is try and get rid of stuff that you're doing that you don't need to do, that doesn't help, isn't achieving anything. But we're also going to be realistic about starting the thing might only be this big and not this big. Okay, so thoughts on time. Start with your journal. The first question is, I've lost the screen. The first question is, how does your health and fitness impact the things that are important to you? Right, so more on that in the next vid.